Thanks to Uscreen for sponsoring today's video. A new year is almost upon us. Potentially the year that you finally become a full-time content creator. Look, I get it. This is probably something that you've been working towards for quite a while now. Maybe you've got a good content routine going. Maybe you've started to grow an audience and now you're ready to make that final push to finally make this your full-time job. I know that process can be really intimidating, so in today's video, I want to talk you through all the steps that I would take if I was starting from scratch in 2024 and changing content creation from a side hustle, a hobby, into my full-time job. By the way, welcome back to the Coffee Chats with Katie series. It's been a while since I've made one of these, and today I'm drinking a matcha latte that I made for myself in the van this morning. It is still very hot, so as always, let me know what you're drinking in the comments. I've just been really into my oat milk matcha latte game lately, so. All right, my friends, step one is truly understanding your audience. Look, here's the thing. Understanding your audience is the new having a niche. If I would have made a video like this 3 or 4 years ago, probably the first step I would have said is pick a niche, find your niche. And you might be familiar with the concept of narrowing down your content to a niche, to a certain set topic in order to be successful online. And look, that's definitely still an effective strategy. But what I see coming up more and more lately when I talk to aspiring or beginner content creators is that creators want flexibility. Rather than choosing a very specific topic that you have to crank out content about week after week, creators want to be able to talk about a variety of things that they're passionate about. And look, I totally understand that. There have definitely been times on my own journey where I feel a little bit boxed in, so I completely relate to the idea of wanting to go beyond just a single niche. And I think that that is very possible, especially in 2024. Instead of choosing a very specific topic that you only ever talk about, you figure out who your audience is and you figure out the variety of topics that they will be interested in hearing about. You don't need to make sure that every piece of content you post is on the exact same subject matter, but what you do need to make sure is that your same audience is going to enjoy pretty much every piece of content that you post. Let's talk concrete examples because I think that this is really difficult to understand in the theoretical. Let's say you want to start a gardening TikTok, but you feel like only talking about gardening is going to be limiting. Instead, think about who your audience is. Maybe your audience is women in their 30s to 50s that want to grow more of their own food that they are going to cook at home. They want to live a more sustainable lifestyle. They feel like taking on hobbies that don't require them staring at a screen all the time. And they're generally looking for more of like a cozy cottagecore kind of life. If you understand that that is your audience, then you know that you can post about more than just gardening tips. You could talk about canning and preserves, and you could talk about seasonal recipes, maybe even DIY eco-friendly home decor. All of the sudden, the range of content that you can make is really expanded, which is gonna feel more flexible and creative for you, and your audience is gonna be invested in all of it because you specifically designed it to be the kind of content that your audience likes. Hopefully you can see how by understanding your audience, you realize that you open yourself up to a whole variety of different topics that are connected to that ideal follower, but they don't box you into only ever churning out the same piece of content over and over again. Now that you know what the true range of your content can be, you don't need to limit yourself to a really specific niche. You just need to have a really good understanding of your audience and what different topics will be engaging to them. Now it's time to create a content calendar designed for growth. I know chances are you're sick of hearing the advice of creating a content calendar, but you don't just need any content calendar. You need one that's optimized for your specific growth goals. I feel like I need to preface this section a little bit because if you've watched my channel at all in the past, you'll know that I really advocate for not posting too often and burning yourself out. I know if you watch a lot of other social media tips videos, then you'll hear a lot about consistency and about posting really frequently, like 3 times a day on TikTok, every single day on Reels. And I know that can feel really overwhelming. So that's why normally I say, forget about that. Pick a consistency that works for you. And I definitely do think that's true. And I think for everybody, we have kind of our sustain, like maintenance mode when it comes to content creation. And then we have our like kick it into high gear growth mode. And both of those modes are going to look different for everybody depending on your time and capacity and the type of content you make. But what I'm going to suggest here is that if you really want to make next year the year that you become a full-time content creator, you might want to think about putting like the first quarter of the year into that growth mode. And when you start to feel tired of that, You can always go back to your maintenance mode, and that's totally okay. You're still gonna see growth. You're still gonna see especially community engagement. But I'm also not gonna lie to you and say, oh, you can post, one reel a week and see your followers skyrocket. The truth is sometimes you do need to kind of push it to the next level to really see an increase in your reach and in your growth. But what I really want you to keep in mind is not feeling like you have to do this forever, because I know it's not going to be sustainable to do this forever. For example, for me, for the past couple of months, I've just been posting about 2 times per week on my own Instagram, and one of those has been a reel that I'm reposting from like almost a year ago to repurpose it, because I've been taking this time to prepare and like batch other content. Like my podcast is relaunching in January. So all of that is to say, sometimes you just need to know yourself and know like, okay, right now I'm in maintenance mode. I'm taking it down to like a very kind of chill approach. I'm just posting 2 times per week. But in January, if I really want to see my Instagram start to grow again, maybe I will go back to posting 5 reels per week. And it's okay to kind of oscillate between these 2 modes as you need to, depending on what your current goals are. So with that in mind, knowing that you're going to have a maintenance mode and you're going to have a growth mode, and it's okay to go between them. You don't need to stay in this like hyper growth mode forever. Let's talk about what growth mode might actually look like. And I recommend putting this kind of strategy in place for maybe a quarter, like 3 months at a time, so you have a natural check-in point to check in with yourself and say, do I want to keep going? Do I want to bring it back down to maintenance mode? Like, how am I feeling? It's really important that you stay in touch with yourself and don't get burnt out. Okay, so I think any well-rounded content calendar is going to include 1 evergreen platform and 1 more timely platform. You can eventually grow beyond this once you get confident with balancing both, but I think it's really good to start with 2. My personal ideal is YouTube and Instagram, but if you're more of a podcast and TikTok person, that's fine too. Okay, so for YouTube, you're going to want to post 1 video per week, and I recommend alternating between a video that's more focused on nurturing your community and then a video that's more focused on either showing up in search or showing up on the homepage. I have a whole video breaking down this YouTube strategy and what it could look like for your full first year of growing on YouTube, so you can check that out after this video. But for now, just know you're going to kind of alternate between a video for the existing community, nurturing that relationship, and a video for people who haven't found you yet. And yes, I think it's really important that it is every week. It's gonna be a lot slower growth if you're not that consistent. Okay, for Instagram, I would suggest posting 5 reels per week. So Monday through Friday, you can take the weekends off. I recommend 3 of those reels being more trendy, so very highly visual, lots of B-roll, text on screen, and of course a trending audio. And then 2 of those can be more original reels, so talking to camera, maybe a little vlog, day in the life, something that doesn't depend on you finding a trend to use, but instead is focused on delivering value. I think the best way to make this work is to have 5 different themes that you're kind of rotating through. Again, these are themes that connect with your audience and that you also are passionate about talking about, and you can assign them to Monday through Friday. So going back to our gardening example, let's say Monday you share a seasonal recipe, Tuesday you share your favorite gardening gear, Wednesday you share sustainable swaps for everyday household things, Thursday is canning tips, and Friday is gardening inspiration. And then each week you can rotate which days you do a trendy reel and which days you do an original reel. So each of your different themes have their turn being either trendy or original, and then it gives you some structure to work with. Also, within this whole strategy, especially with reels, you really want to focus on just capturing as much B-roll as possible from your everyday life so that you can do a lot of repurposing, which is going to make creating those trendy reels a lot easier. And for a very well-rounded strategy, I would recommend making all of these videos 60 seconds or less so that you can repurpose that exact same video to TikTok and to YouTube Shorts. I think this is a really solid approach for kickstarting some growth across your accounts with a solid weekly YouTube video, 5 reels per week that are also posted across TikTok and Shorts. You're gonna see results from that. And like I said, put a natural checkpoint in place, maybe the end of March, where you check in and say, can I continue doing this? If not, it's okay. Scale it back for a while. You can always go back and forth between pushing for growth and taking a bit of a break. But I really believe if you implement this plan, you'll start to see results, and that is so motivating. Now, when it comes to going full-time as a content creator, making the content is really only half of the battle. The other half is actually making money off of it. So let's talk about how you can do that, because step 3 is developing your income streams. Successful content creators have multiple streams of income. We need them for the sake of stability, because if one month AdSense is down, maybe your affiliate revenue is up, and then it all kind of balances out to bring something similar to a reliable income. So let's go over some of the main income streams that you are going to want to be creating. I feel like a lot of people put a lot of attention onto YouTube AdSense and brand deals because they're kind of the most glamorous. However, they are also the hardest to control, because if you are in a position where you're still just getting going and growing, you're maybe not getting a lot of brand deal inquiries, and you know that your YouTube views are not at the point where you're like making a big check every month, then there's not much you can do to try to increase those streams of revenue other than just trying to get more views on YouTube, and that just takes a lot of time. So in the meantime, I want to share 3 practical income streams that you can literally get started today, no matter how many followers you have, so that you can start building the foundation for that recurring, reliable income. The first one up is affiliate marketing. Right off the bat, you can sign up for like Amazon affiliates, LTK, and you can start getting those links in your YouTube descriptions, in your Instagram bio. And it's really essential that you have those in place already, because you never know. A couple of weeks out from now, you might have a reel that goes viral and everybody in the comments is like, where did you get your jeans from? And if you have an affiliate link for them in your bio, then you will have a lot of affiliate revenue coming your way when people go and search for that link. So it's better to have it there beforehand, so it's ready to capture the traffic that might come your way from a viral video. Now, this can take a lot of time to build up, because affiliate marketing is really about the volume, the number of people that are using your links, because you just get a little bit here and there. But it's important to get started early, because then it can build up over time as your audience grows. Honestly, I never really put a lot of focus or attention on affiliate marketing in the past, but this year I tried to be more conscientious with it, and now I'm at a point where I'm regularly bringing in about $2,000 a month in affiliate revenue. So it can make a big difference when you remember to regularly promote your affiliate links and have them in places where your followers can find them. Next up is offering your own products. A lot of creators' first thought is physical merch, because that's what a lot of like the big kind of famous influencers do, and that can work if you have a really solid offering, but a lot of people don't want just another t-shirt with a name on it. This is really another case where it's so important to know your specific audience and what they would want. Digital products can actually be a really awesome solution for most creators, because it doesn't have nearly like the overhead or the commitment. The profit margins are a lot bigger, and you can literally start doing this so easily. You just need to create some kind of digital download that is going to provide value to your audience. For me, what this looks like is a starter pack of Notion templates and Lightroom presets and other stuff that's really helpful for beginner content creators. It's called my Content Creator Starter Kit. So that's what makes sense for my audience. Yours might be something totally different. It might be a collection of recipes or an ebook workbook about finding your personal style. Like, there's so many different options with this. Basically, you want to think about what problems your audience has and how you can solve them with something that they can download as a file. Another awesome option is memberships using Uscreen, the sponsor of today's video. I think memberships are the perfect model for content creators, because it combines the things that you do best already: creating content and building community, and it allows you to actually make an income doing that. I'm personally in the process of building out my own membership using Uscreen. It's gonna launch early next year. I'm super excited about it, y'all. The reason why I'm going with Uscreen is because Uscreen is the only membership platform that is specifically designed for video creators. It allows you to create your own professional website to host your content and mobile apps, so your members can access your content on their phones. Plus, with Uscreen, you can also host a community space. You can have a little forum where your members can connect with you, but also each other. To give you a sense of what this looks like for me, my membership is going to include exclusive tutorials showing you the in-depth process for like editing my videos, how I negotiate brand deals, plus behind the scenes content about stuff that I can't really share publicly, but I know would be so helpful for other creators. I know that starting a membership can feel really intimidating, but Uscreen makes it feel so much easier with their step-by-step guidance and personalized support. And they also have this resource called Membership Plus that has case studies, best practices, expert workshops, pretty much everything you need to know to create a successful membership. And if you're already hosting a membership somewhere else, Uscreen will help you migrate it over to their platform. I really think that every creator has something valuable to share that can be shared in the form of an exclusive video membership, and I'm personally really excited about launching mine. So if you want to create your own video membership platform using Uscreen, make sure you check out the link in my description, and you can even hop on a call with a Uscreen team member so that they can get you set up for membership success. So make sure you go check that out. And thanks again to Uscreen for sponsoring this video. Okay, the last step that you want to take in this journey of pursuing full-time content creation this year is one that honestly not enough people are talking about, and that's focusing on building your community. This can so often be overlooked because it's not directly connected to those metrics that so many of us are addicted to checking, right? Like it's not like your view count or your engagement rate or your follower count. It's something less tangible than that, but arguably more important. We've all heard the sad story of the TikTok creator with 1 million followers who had nobody show up to her meetup, right? With these recommendation algorithm-based platforms, it's possible for creators to gain a large audience, but not actually have a very strong connection to their viewers. They might just see your content on the For You page or the Reels feed or the YouTube homepage, and then kind of forget about you when you don't show up there. That's why it's so important to intentionally build community. I personally believe that you should be able to name like at least 5 to 10 of your followers and know a little bit of their backstory and like why they follow you. This is kind of like your close group of friends in a way. The followers that comment the most often, reply to your DMs, you actually have chats with them and you kind of know what they come to you for. If you don't have that, it might be because you're not intentionally connecting enough with the people who see your content. Not only will this connection help you to create better content, going back to step number 1, knowing your audience, but it also means that you know you have real life humans that are connecting with the content you make, that are seeking out your content, and they're gonna wanna watch you when your content shows up on their page. So let's talk about some practical ways that you can actually build community and have real tangible connections with your followers. So the first is pretty obvious, replying to your comments and DMs. I really believe if someone has taken time out of their day to leave a comment, reply to it. Eventually this may become inaccessible to you, you're just getting too many comments, but in the meantime, really show your appreciation for people who have taken time to engage with you. I think you should also follow back the followers who are most engaged with you. People that are always commenting that you're having those DM conversations with, follow them back so then you know what they're up to, you can build that relationship with them, and again, you'll get a better sense of what you can create that will serve them well. I also recommend starting a broadcast channel so you can share more behind the scenes with your most invested community members. This is something that I have just done recently, which feel free to join if you want. Head over to my Instagram and join my little Katie's Creator Club. I personally love it because I kind of see it sort of like Instagram stories, but less intimidating because I don't worry as much about the reach that it's getting. And you know that the audience that's receiving it is just like your most dedicated members. You could also consider creating a Facebook group or a Discord server or a Slack channel where you can have these larger like community discussions in one centralized place. All of these actions will help you create a community that will actually show up for that meet and greet, buy your products, click on your affiliate links, and they will likely seek out your content even if the algorithm isn't serving it to them. This is so essential, and I'll be honest, it's kind of like that tedious daily work that you just need to put in, and it's not going to give you the same dopamine hit as seeing a reel get 100,000 views, but it's so important to do this for the long-term sustainability of your business as a content creator. And if you boil it all down, my friends, this is truly what it takes to have a career as a content creator. You need a really intimate understanding of your audience. You need a content calendar that understands your goals and helps you push towards either growth or maintenance depending on the season you're in. You need a way to monetize the attention that you're getting on these platforms, and most importantly, you need to build a community. Now, I know we just kind of dipped our toes into the potential income streams, and you're probably thinking more about the financial implications of becoming a full-time creator. I actually made an entire video talking you through the financial side of things, like figuring out what your income actually needs to be, saving an emergency fund, all of that good stuff in this video. So make sure you check that one out next. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having adventures and following your dreams, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.